Hello and welcome to the Digital Perspectives. I'm Praveen Gautam, your host. This program is all about exploring your digital trends, strategies, and really practical ideas to help you build your business, brand, and monetize it. So today's in this video talking about not a foot traffic, it's a web traffic. Everything is web, online, digital, and that's what we're going to cover up some simple practical ideas which you can implement in your business right away. So I can see a number of the viewers are watching this right now from different social medias, including Facebook, Instagram, yes, YouTube, and we are right now LinkedIn Live. Yes, LinkedIn Live. So if you're watching this from any of these platforms, type, just say hi. And if you're new, we'd love to know where exactly you are tuning in from, which city. Just write down the comments. And if you have been watching these episodes for past couple of weeks, just sit back and relax, and would love to show some practical ideas for you to build your brand. All right, so without any ado, and by the way, if you still have some issues, anything in building the brand, any questions you have, feel free to just type in. I can bring those questions as well while we are talking. So the idea here is to, again, some specific questions you have, key questions, and I can show some examples as well, how we are helping our clients or how the clients are getting some results at the moment in this current situations. All right, so without any ado, let me quickly share this, something I was going through last night. All right, this report came out, and this is just from the Google. This year, starting this year, 2020, the biggest keyword was bushfire, especially right here in Australia. But now now we are in mid-October, and the different keywords which Google is prioritizing right now is drop shipping. As you can see, drop shipping is 319% people are typing every day. Finding all those keywords. So Shopify promotions, 247 people are typing, and you won't believe this YouTube editing, 213. And I can relate that because everyone is making videos, everyone is making new ways where people are getting connected. So that's where you can see a lot of these keywords, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a great fan of drop shipping because there's a lot of things are involved, as well as it's very highly competitive area. But having said that, it's a great way of alternative monetization for any businesses or for anyone who is looking for an extra dollar. So that's where people are typing, and I'm not sure which exactly businesses it might be related for you, whether that may be whichever the keywords, whether that may be Facebook promotions, as you can see, social media design, app development, brand name, customer service. So all those people are typing right now. All right, so so let's go to some key strategies today to work with it. And if there's anything right now on your specific brand, just feel free to type in the comments here, and would love to, and give a thumbs up or share this video to a wider community. All right, so we're talking about brand, and let me talk about about when you're building the brand. The key questions comes up is obviously marketing, because everything building the brand and monetizations is important, and the 4 pillars right here you can see. New clients, inactive clients, referrals, and existing clients. But before that, I want to share up the ideas, actually the 360 solutions which we are working with the clients, which can help them to position the brand, because it's all about that, having that branding and the messaging very clear. So what we would ideally say is some sort of a 360 solution. So if you would say is 360 solutions, where we would be literally this is the idea of any brand if you're thinking to build. And first thing is, obviously the first step is discovery. So the idea is to make sure that what services, understanding where do you want to get the where you want to sell the services or any products, whether that may be high end, low end, any sort of services. You want to focus in target, what is the target area you want to message. So all these sort of things are very important before even you start the marketing and point of difference. So discovery is a phase where you would understand about the point of difference about any business or any services on any product you are launching in the market. So all those sort of things are literally are non-negotiable in the quadrant when you are building the brand. Now, second ideas for you would be obviously design. Right. So here we're talking about customer-centric design, UI, UX design, but not only, but more than that actually is where the solution-based design, where people are really understanding about the solutions, where you design, whether that maybe you are designing the websites or designing the app or designing any landing page. The idea is to having a really clarity on those design and very much user experience. All right. So now third part, after you design is develop. It doesn't necessarily have to be programming, because every time when we use the word as a develop the system, it's always people think, oh, it's a programming sort of sense, but also developing your marketing plan, or that might be 90 days plan. So when we work with the business owners or entrepreneurs, when we ask, look, how is your marketing plan? There is no literally marketing plan. Everything is on the head and it's very ad hoc. So what we are aiming here is to develop that clarity, develop that marketing plan very well for your business. And that's how that will help you to build a brand. So now fourth key, yes, people spend so much time in designing, developing, they build up fantastic world-class websites. They spend $15,000-$20,000 on the website or building the app, which will cost a lot of money. But the problem is they didn't really figure out about this drive concept, which means how you would adding the value, how would you generate the sales, how would you generate the leads, how would you generate that sales and opportunities. They still haven't figured out. So for you would be obviously conscious about, while building the brand, making sure how you're driving those leads, those sales and opportunities in your business. Now, when we talk about drive, that's where the 4 pillars comes in, because a lot of time, businesses focus on, new, we want to get a new clients, new sales, new opportunity. That's good. But obviously, as this in a digital wise, and now everything is going digital from a foot traffic to a web traffic, what's happening is that it's costing a lot. So which also means the Facebook algorithm is changing, LinkedIn is changing every day. A lot of Google algorithm is changing. So cost of acquisition is getting higher and higher every day. So what we need to also conscious is, when you are driving, when you are really generating the leads or appointments or sales, we got to understand which quadrant are you playing, whether that may be just the new through all the hard yard, but there are other things which there might be inactive clients, which might already sitting in the database from last 3, 4, 5 years. Especially, if your business is more than 5 years or, running from the 7 years onward, then there must be some clientele who have inquired previously, or there might be some clients who you can again, find out if they are still interested, or they might be looking for the new services or new product right now. So again, tapping those to gold mines is a key. Now, also, I'm a great fan of existing clients, which means you can't always, I love a saying one of my mentor used, Praveen, you can't use always hunting, because, hunting is good, but not all the time. So farming is a way which you can nurture, add value to clients. So the idea here is you get from more clients from the existing clients, or you get more referrals, if you like. So simple strategies, if you're watching this right now, some simple strategies for you would be, okay, running some competitions, in your social medias, not just delivering it, but delighting them. Aim is to give them, customer advocacy. So adding some values to them, maybe, giving some more or some offers to them, especially for their clients, or that might be some of the, in healthcare industry, what we are doing is we are offering some $50 voucher. So those clients or those patients, whoever refer to the new one, to their friends and families, they get, both of them get a $50 voucher. So that's again another promotions or another way. Perhaps some other ideas is you can offer some, your business $100 vouchers, or that might be some other simple strategies which you can implement. The key here, what we're talking here is really addressing these 4 pillars. It's not about just doing this, but 4 pillars. You focus on the 4 pillars, from new to existing, and from inactive, and obviously getting more referrals. So I hope that's give you a bit of idea about the whole 360. So what we are talking here is discovery, design, develop, and drive. So not only building for the sake of building, but really generating the leads and opportunities and more sales in your business. All right, now sometime I can see the viewers might, or business owners especially, might think that, okay, so that's all good in theory, but I really don't know how to implement in our marketing, in our day-to-day social media. So that's where I thought perhaps this might be opportunity for you to learn here. What we just discussed is where to add those sort of things, key activities here. So let me quickly share my screen. You can see, I hope you can see it. Yep. So this is a Q4 marketing plan, right? So for October, November, December, you have 3 months still left, so you can have a clear plan. And again, this is for one of the clients, and we, in our business, obviously for all our clients, we use these strategies day in, day out. We make a very clear plan for 3 monthly, quarterly plan, every 90 days plan, and that's how we generate leads and sales for our clients. So here in this case, okay, so purpose, what is the purpose of that, the social medias, whether that may be Facebook or LinkedIn. Obviously, if the purpose is more leads, then you can just write as a more leads. Right, target audience. So understanding those target audience, whether that might be, who would that be? That might be corporate, that might be your, mom and dad, that might be some business to business. So understanding that clarity is a key, and target locations, where exactly you want to start your social media, where exactly you want to get the leads in. So that might be within the local area marketing, let's say 20 to 30K, or that might be wider radius. But obviously, considering the current scenarios, and depends on different businesses, people are seeing more results on local area marketing within 20 to 30K or up to 50K, depending upon what sort of the business you are involved in. So these are some ideas for you. And obviously here, just on that note, other key things for you to understand here is not only more leads means is a new leads, but here, as we talked about before, is new leads, new, whether that may be existing, that might be referral, or that might be adding value. So it also really quantify those things in your purpose, and that's where the marketing can, because if we are not clear, it's just it doesn't really resonate to your right client in the right time with the right message. So it is important to have that. And once you are clear on that, then obviously the goals, you might be thinking, okay, I want to grow, I want to get that more subscriber, whatever the goals is, or that might be, okay, I want to get more likes and comments, that might be, or that might be, I can get more leads. So whatever the goals it might be, so make it very clear. But what we have always seen is get that, whatever the goals is, make that very clear in your 90 days. So don't start changing your goals or changing the aim or the purpose on every month. So the key here is to make sure that whatever the goals is, if it is more leads, then just make it very clear and consistency, because in marketing, the key here is a consistency. Consistency marketing is the best marketing. So whatever you are doing. So I hope that give you a bit of insights on, and this is some strategies we use day in, day out for our clients, and obviously the uncertain situations, what's happening, a lot of the tweaking in marketing, a lot of the twisting, and moreover, I believe on real-time marketing, it's all the real data plugging in through. So gone were those days when you're just posting it or you just adding it. It's now everything real time, or everything about analytics. yeah, that's about it. I'm conscious with the time. If there is any specific question, feel free to just email me at praveen@viznetwork.com.au. Either you can also subscribe our channel as the Digital Perspective, and you would be the first one to get notified when we go live. Thanks. I hope that's been video. If you like this video, feel free to give us a thumbs up, comments, or share it. Until then, you take care and bye for now.